not sell your coinite ore. This has a secret passive ability to give you 1,500% money multiplier. So in the video, we're going to be testing if we actually could make armor that sells for hundreds of thousands of dollars using this trait maxed out and literally making coinite armor. Watch the video to the end. Very informational, and you still want to save your coinite. Trust me, if you're having trouble with money, got the best money methods too. For those that don't know, coinite is not obtained from the Goblin Lord. It's literally just from mining. You can see from my index, you get it from medium, large, red crystals, or the heart of the island, which makes it pretty difficult even with its rarity. Like, I've been mining for hours and I got only 12. You see the coinite ore only has a 1x multiplier and actually sells for a decent amount of money, 300 each. But with only a 1x multiplier, it makes this ore literally useless and causes most players just to sell this ore, which is not the right thing to do. On the Discord, you can see these high-ranked players that are actually testers of the game say that coinite has a passive bonus of a 15x sell value. And when using 30%, which is a normal rule of thumb for any type of ore that has a passive, you get a 15x sell increase. And when you use 10% of the coinite, you get a 1.5x increase. They did put a note, though, that they are still testing this because a lot of people have been using 30% of coinite ore and have not gotten the 15x sell value increase. I got 12 coinite ore, though, from a lot of grinding, and we're going to test this. And just to maximize my chances on actually getting the 15x increase and see how OP this actually could be, I'm going to be making armor literally out of coinite and mostly majority out of coinite. So it comes out as coinite armor. But just to put this in perspective, average heavy armor sells for around 10 to 15,000, depending on what ores you have, of course. Let's just say you have the lowest 10,000 valued armor and you put coinite in it with the 15x sell value. That would be 10,000 times 15, and that means one piece of armor would sell for $150,000. I mean, that's way better off than selling the coinite alone if you do 12 and you only make 3,600. When you can make 10,000 and turn that into hundreds of thousands. So to make this a lot easier, I got this calculator and I'll put all 12 of my coinite and I'll put crimsonite and aquadrade and all these other ores. These are pretty decent value ores. And over here, the calculator, you can see at the top how much percent I have of each. So I want to keep 30% as the minimum and also have the armor come out as literal coinite. So set this over to armor. I also want to get the best chances on a heavy chestplate to maximize the amount of money I make. So if I add in one more of each of these, I get 73% chance for a heavy chestplate, and I still have a 30% chance for coinite. But I could also just remove one crimsonite, which is the weak link that actually sells for less. I still have a 71% chance for a chest plate. And just in case, if 30.8 is too low or whatever, it's 31.6% now. I know it's still 30%, but since on the Discord, they did say it's in testing, and I assume there's probably some bugs in the code or whatever it could be. I just want to maximize my best chances to get 15x. So moment of truth, I'll just go ahead and forge this. So we're going to go put all 12 of our coinite, make sure we have armor on, put in 8 crimsonite. Oh, I actually have 7 crimsonite. Okay, I'm missing 1 crimsonite. Do we have enough aquadrade? I got 10 aquadrade. All we need is 9, and I have 11 of these. And honestly, this is way more valuable than crimsonite, so I could just put all of this and I still have majority coinite and it'll still come out as coinite armor. All right, boys, here we go. Moment of truth, guys. Here we go. Hopefully, okay, we got chestplate. Let's go. And it is coinite. It's a dark knight version, which is not the best, but it's okay because it's a lot better than a normal knight. You could also see the money coming out of this, which means it is coinite, and I think that guarantees I got the passive on this. And for those that put 30% on their armor and don't get the passive, I assume it's a bug, since the intended thing is as long as it has 30%, it should add the passive, because that's how all the other passives go. Anyway, here it is legendary, and it's also 22,000 with 31% coinite. This does mean one thing is right, and we did get a 1.5x multiplier, but I got a 1.5x multiplier when putting 30% and making the literal armor out of coinite. So knowing its intended use being 30% should give you a 15x increase in sell value. value, and it literally gave me a 1.5x increase for over 30% coinite, and for my armor literally being coinite, as it says right here. So since it's bugged, it would make sense to only use 10% of the coinite since it is tested, and it always applies a 1.5x multiplier when you use 10% of it. And then going out and wasting and trying to get the 15x with 30%, it's way better off just stacking up all your coinite. Make sure once it does get fixed, you can actually get your 15x multiplier. Now, knowing that this sells for 22,000 with the 1.5x. All right, so the value of my armor was 22,700. We're gonna take out the 1.5x buff that was on it, so it should have given me 15,000 for this armor. And then we're gonna multiply that by 15x. So if it actually applied the 15x multiplier boost, I would have made $227,000 off of this one armor, which actually gives a really good use for the coinite. Obviously, it's not super game breaking since coinite is honestly pretty rare to get, but as you mine and you get coinite, and making armor 30% of coinite to get a 15x boost, it really helps a lot of players that are stuck in money, since money is a really big issue, and honestly balances out the game. So as of right now, for anyone mining over in the red cave and getting coinite, honestly, just save it till we actually know what the intended coinite use is going to be for, and when the 1,500% money multiplier actually releases and is fixed. But currently, what are the best money methods? Because I know everyone is trapped in money and needs a lot of money. The best money methods are mostly just mob farming. Mob farming was buffed multiple times, which actually makes it really OP. I started off over here in the peaks using the demon race, literally anything that helps you with PvP. If you don't have the demon race, vampire is really good and pretty easy to get as a race. For achievements, I use a damage boost since luck literally doesn't matter, and go and kill as many mobs as you can. You literally get money off the mobs when killing them, and on top of that, you get essence drops, which isn't most of your money, but it does add up. In the peaks over here, which honestly is not super difficult to get to, I would say this is mid-game. As you kill these mobs, I was making over hundreds of thousands of dollars every 15 minutes. To be exact, I was making like 117,000 every 15 minutes, counting the essence. And if you can't do any of this, you just want to break icy pebbles or any other type of rock that you could break and just forge all the materials to heavy armor and sell it. If you don't want to do it, because I get it, not that many people have the best game pass for fast forge and things like that, which makes it very time consuming. You guys could go back to Island 2 and Volcanic Depths and just mob farm there. I do want to test though for end game, is it really worth it? And how much money could you make mob farming in the Crimson Depth, which is the red cave? I'm not even going to touch these mini spiders, since the mini spiders barely drop any money. You guys can see over here, they give $100. And these guys honestly respawn pretty fast, and they also do drop essence. Sadly, they only drop medium and large essence, but I'll still count everything. The max they'll drop is greater essence, and when the queen spider spawns, you actually get superior and epic. So I'm going to be writing down all my essence numbers, write down how much money I have currently, do a 10-minute timer, and see how much money I make. Okay, rethinking it, I will kill anything that's over here as well during the downtime, but I'm just gonna focus on that spot. And this is with a pretty outdated weapon. Keep that in mind. I could craft a gargantuan weapon. I have 4 gargantuans, but I do want one more heavenite to make literally the best possible weapon. And I don't have one heavenite, and that's gonna take a very long time to get. So keep all this in mind, and if you have better weapons, you can obviously make a lot more money. Anyway, 10-minute timer starts now. You can see these guys do actually quite a bit of damage, and my health is pretty low for really good armor. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my armor is pretty good. I even crafted a new set of armor as well. Well, not a new set, but a new helmet that's actually just as good as my chest plate. So we'll actually see if this is really worth it for where I'm at. And if I die, I'll literally just come back here and the timer's gonna keep going. All right, boys, that was 10 minutes and I did have a lot of deaths. I'm not gonna lie. With my armor, that's actually kind of crazy. Like, this is probably for very endgame players. But how much money did we make? Well, right now I have 1,403,012. That's how much money I have. Subtract that by how much I had, and that was this number. So I made 27K just from mob farming. Not very good. Now for essence, it's actually really surprising because these guys like barely drop the good essence. But if we go and sell for small essence, I got 71 out of the 10 minutes. Large, I got 25. For medium, it was the most. I got 99. Greater was 38. And this is super surprising. Superior, I only got 1, and same with epic. All that only sells for 4,790. So add that over here. I'm making 32,000 every 10 minutes with a lot of deaths, and and without a gargantuan weapon. I guess that's not too bad, but I'd probably stick in the peaks because I'm making a lot more there, and I don't think a weapon and a couple deaths is making that big of a difference. With what I have currently, I literally make more than double without me dying and being really annoying. So I think farming money in the peaks over here, guys, is a whole lot better. Plus, they drop better essence, which, yeah, it doesn't add that much money, but does make a difference if you're getting a lot of superior and epic essence, which is what these guys drop. And if you have gargantuan weapon, you kill these guys faster than what I'm killing them right now. So plus the amount of money I was making, you're going to be making even more. So currently, guys, with the best money method, you get over 100,000 every 15 minutes, and that's from mob farming here. And as far as a coinite ore, we'll really find out how OP that is when it actually works and all the testing is done. I did some testing myself. I'm not sure if the testers actually made it literal coinite armor. If the testers are watching this video right now, that also didn't add the 15x multiplier. So hopefully it's just a bug from the devs and they fix it. Whenever it does get fixed, I'll make a video on it. Make sure you guys like it, subscribe, and stay notified for it. And yeah, as of right now, just save your coinite ore and keep it.